What's going on, YouTube Nation? I'm the Coffee Bean Jim. We are going to start our second part of this dungeon mapping tutorial. Now, the thing about this is I'll be pulling a bunch of different images off the internet and creating this map. I will give you links to the ones that I use. You may not want to use those same ones. So I'm basically going to try and show you the techniques that I use and how I go about things. It'll kind of be up to you to actually implement these and come up with your own maps, because obviously you're not going to get this exact same one. So the best thing to do when you're on the internet and you're looking for images and stuff is to look for Dungini right here. It used to be an old mapping program. To be honest, I don't know if it's still around. However, they have a lot of really good images and most of them are transparent. What else you can do is look for whatever you're looking for. For example, if you're looking for rubble, you can go into Google or Deviant or wherever, type in rubble PNG, because you want a PNG file. They're really good quality and transparent. You can do Dungini rubble. You can do, this one. I think I was looking for bones. Yeah, Dungini bones that I typed in. You got a bunch of different stuff, and the most of the time, these will be transparent images. So I go down and see this one's transparent. Nice bloody one here that's transparent. And you can go through and find whatever you're looking for. Trees, bushes, bones, altars, whatever you want. The best one, I always go to Dungini first and look through what that has. Usually I can find something that I want. If not, then just doing like rubble PNG or map or rubble map PNG, things like that. And you'll be able to find these. But, in general, you just want to find those PNG files that are transparent. So I got a bunch of different ones here that I want to use. So the first thing we're going to do, I got some, a body here, and it's easy. I got a fireplace. I got this little cavernous gate thingy, rubble, some sarcophagus, whatever you want to call them, altars. So the first one I want to use is this little cavernous gate thingy here. I will show you how I set this up, because I'll use what's like a gradient fading technique to implement this one. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead and copy this image. And actually, before we get too much further, I did decide to tweak these colors a little bit. So again, you can do whatever you want, but I thought there was a little too much red in this background once it was contrasted up with the ceiling area. So I'm going to go ahead and tweak that just a little. So I'm going to want to colorize. I'm going to drop this down to 20. Make sure you're on your floor over there. And take this way down to 2. And then take this up to 5. And hit OK. That way it kind of contrasted it a little bit. I'm actually even going to go so far as do the contrast and take away that 10 that we add. Oops. And add. Yeah, about that. Alright, so that way it kind of contrasted it a little bit more. I was just worried a little too similar and a little too red. So anyway, we still have this old cavern one down here. We can get rid of that. You don't need it anymore. You already have your top is all set. You got your floor. The next thing I'm going to do, I will link down in the description of this to what I have here. But this created a grid that I use for my maps. Let's see, open recent. I want this grunge grid. We're going to copy, Control X, take that away and put it over here. Make it a new layer. You got to size it a little bit. And if you want to, kind of tinker around with it or whatever, you can. This grid is tileable, so you can connect it and make it bigger, smaller, whatever you want. Let's put that in and layer to image size. Now the first thing you notice, it's over this whole entire map. I don't like that, as in the characters are not going to be walking on this roof area or whatever. This is a wall. They can't walk on top of this. So I always move it down underneath. That way only the area where they can actually go is gridded out. And for this one, I'm thinking 1 square is probably more equal to 10, maybe 15 feet. So you can do whatever you want. You might want to shrink it down. That is totally up to you. So anyway, there's our grid. We've tamed the colors down. Let's start putting some graphics on this thing and start giving it some atmosphere. So as I said, the first thing I want to mess with is this little gate. I really liked this. So I'm going to go ahead and copy it. we're going to paste it. You see it's up here. We want to make it a new layer. I'm going to move it down below the top. We are going to size it down. Let's start with right there. And I thought it would be cool to go right into this area. So I'm going to drag it up there. Rotate it. Like that. Might have to play with it a few times to get it to work how we want. And just like that. Now you'll notice that it kind of looks weird because the ceiling is overshadowing it a little bit. So that's a real easy fix. You're going to go to our eraser. Use our hard tool here. Go way back down. 10. And make sure we're on the... somebody wants to get a hold of me apparently. Our top. And kind of erase some of this. You don't have to be real exact because they're not going to be zoomed in this close to notice it. Get rid of some of this here. And let's do a little bit more over here. Kind of like that. Alright. Let's do one more right here and clean this up a little bit. Yeah, I like that. Alright. So now it looks like it kind of goes down. It has a gate that kind of goes back into here, maybe down deeper in the ground or whatever. You will notice it looks a little awkward because, you know, it's still the same lightness or whatever. So I'll show you a trick. What we're going to do is use our selection tool. We want to be on the floor. So we want to cut this little area out. So we're going to kind of from here up, across, over. And what's this doing since we're on the floor? We're cutting out this floor. We're going to do Control X and then Control V. It makes it a new layer. Yeah. Okay. So it looks kind of weird, but that's okay. We want to bring it down underneath our thing so it looks like that. Okay. That's why we're going to get into our gradient tool. It's right over here. We want this to be black. Hit OK. Sometimes this takes a little tweaking to kind of figure out how we want to do it. But all we're going to do is click out here somewhere, make sure you're on that same pasted layer, and drag it in. So, did it backwards, didn't I? Go this way. Oop. And let's do a little more. There we go. Maybe even a little touch more. And then select. Let's get off that, and there is our darkness. It kind of goes down into this doorway area, and that is down here. So this we can actually merge down. So there's a little entranceway, so we can maybe have something more, another area for them to go into. Another thing I wanted to add in was this cool skeleton, this huge, where did I put it? This huge dragon skeleton. So we're going to copy this, come back over, paste it, make it a new layer. Now it's obviously really big, so we're going to scale it down here, about like so. I'm going to put it up here in this kind of corner up here a little bit, right about there. It looks kind of weird, so we're going to move it down underneath the top. That way it looks like it's down on the ground. And we're going to use this and, oops, wrong one. Lighten. Come on. Man, my mouse don't want to work today. Oh, let's go with, I want to do that. Yeah, I think darken only will work kind of well. So basically what I'm looking for is kind of make it look like a little bit of a fossil that's kind of on the floor. So darken only will do that for us. Let's raise up the contrast a tad though. Yeah, there we go. Too much. Let's put it at just 5. Lighten it up a little bit. There we go. 10. Alright, so now we have like this dinosaur fossil that's kind of into the ground. So what else can we add here? Well, I grabbed some, used our dragon there. I got some bodies here. I had one that I thought was a water. Yeah. Okay, I can show you how I do water too. So we're going to copy this image. Oh, let's put a pool of water. I guess right down up in here. We're gonna put a pool of water. So once again, we're gonna paste it, make it a new layer. We're gonna move it down below the top. We're gonna put it up here. We're gonna have to shrink it down. I don't know how big yet, so let's scale it right there. Move it over. Let's do it right about there. Yeah. Alright. So this one I always like to, for water, lower the opacity. So I usually go down to about 80-ish. And we're going to colorize this because it looks really, I don't know, almost foggish like or whatever. So we're going to colorize it. I think a nice greenish murky sort of color would work. Bring the saturation down, bring the lightness down. Let's put the lightness at 30. Put the saturation down to about 15. Yeah, let's go with about 13. Pull this down a little more. Alright, let's go with 30. I can probably put this down a little more even. Alright, 15, I'm on 40. So give it a little bit of a greenish. Hit OK. Colors, contrast this so we could bring out some of those colors. And we're going to tame it down a little bit. Let's put that at 25. 35. Okay. So we got like this water pool starting up here. We're going to put some rubble around this. So let's go back over. I thought I had some rubble in here. Yeah, here we go. So copy. And once again, we're going to... I don't want that. Get off there. Paste it. Make it a new layer. We're going to size it down. Scale it. Zoom in a little bit so we can see it better. And we're going to start putting some rubble around this. Now what we can do here, since we already have this, just hit Control C. It'll make it a brush down here. So we can grab our brush, size it to the area that's needed. Click. There we go. Click on that. Make it a size. And we can add a little more. Whoops. This one needs to go down below the top so it looks like it's down underneath. Layer to image size. That way it takes up the whole area. And we can add a little more rubble around here. Now don't worry because we're going to clean it up a little bit. So now we're going to use our eraser. Let's move this down so it's not quite so big. And we're actually going to move this down below the pool of water. Kind of erase some of these. We don't need all of these rubble around. Get rid of these ones too. There. So now we have a little bit of rubble out and around this. I think I might even add a little more. We got to add, let's see. So here's a good example. So we're going to swing over. We can use this one. Let's go back to Google. Okay, well, let's try it this way. There you go. So we're going to do Dungeon rubble. And this should bring us up a whole bunch of different rubble that's transparent. We're going to go to our images. Here we go. Let's copy this one. Copy the image. Go back and let's add a couple. Make this a new layer. Let's do one more that's right over here. Okay, so we have these two. We're going to merge them down. We're going to move them down beneath the water. Just like that. We're going to shrink them down because they're still a little too large. Scale up. I'm going to move it up here like this. Rotate it just a tad so it looks like it's on the side. Yeah, there we go. Whoop. And then once again, grab our eraser, make sure we're on that, and we're going to erase some of this rubble. Select. Oops. let's get off there. So there's our pool of water with some rubble around it, kind of spilling out a little bit. We got our dragon fossils. We got a little tunnel thing here. Now you can do more, and it's not so hard. I'll let you guys handle it from here, and add in whatever kind of images you want. I wanted to have this nice gory thing here, so we're going to copy it, paste it as a new layer, and resize it down, and I'm going to move it over here in the middle of this area. You'll see. We're going to paste another one. I will do layer, transform, put vertically, kind of put it up like this, make a new layer. So it kind of looks like a person that used to be crawling or trying to do something. Let's erase a little bit here. Shrink this way down. I don't want to have it look like it has two. Yeah, kind of like that. I'm going to merge these together. I'm going to size it down just a tad more. Still a little big. There we go. So we have that. I'm going to go over. Thought I had a big pile of. I guess I didn't. Oh well. So that's the basics of it. And you would just go through and continue adding some details. Maybe a little campfire area. You could put some sarcophagi over here, make this a crypt, put a gate door across here that they have to get through, maybe another gate over here that leads to another little crypt. Anything you want, you can start to add into here and give it some atmosphere, give it some things. And as I said in the very beginning, this is more of an encounter map. This might be one area that they could get into and and do something in. So there is our basic tutorial for creating a dungeon map. I will link some of the extra bits like this grungy grid into the background or into the description below. And another thing you can do with this grid, let me find out where I put it. I didn't really label everything. As before, you should always label all of your layers so you know what you have going on. So this is my grunge layer, should be, yeah. You can always turn the opacity down on this one too, so it's not quite so contrasting. Somewhere, I usually do 80. It's not too bad, I don't know, 75. So something like that. That way it's not so obvious. And it kind of blends in a little better. So once again, thank you for watching this, going through this little tutorial. As always, I'd love to see what kind of maps that you come up with. I will do a second series based on this, showing you how to actually make your own map. If you already know what you want, you can cut out the areas and do the same sort of idea, but you design it how you want it. So stay tuned for that. You guys have a great day. Keep on gimping, keep on rolling those D20s, and thank you very much for joining me here.